Okay, so, like, right off the bat, they, like, Annie's the Titan. Like, right off the fucking bat of the episode, right? Intro right into the show, and then we get, like, Annie for the first time since the last time, you know?
Yeah.
And
we know that she could sneak out because of how freaking lax they are and busybody work and stuff. And the who's gonna check her when they're all playing card games and drinking alcohol in the other room?
Yeah,
you know?
So hold on, I'm trying to reload the page because it's taking a long time.
It's because the military police is corrupt that she was probably able to sneak out and do any of that.
Yeah. So the intro, that's my girl. Her dad is like training her.
Yeah, but
in the woods.
I mean, remember, like, she was obviously really good during training.
Yeah.
But was she trained to be a Titan, or was she just trained and then this also happened to her?
I've never thought that, regardless if Annie was a Titan or not, that there'd be technology to the point of having a ring with, like, a...
Freaking opens up.
It makes so much sense.
It's a last-ditch... It's like a preemptive just in case you can't bite your hand.
Yeah.
Do you have to bite your hand?
No.
Or does it have to...
It's self-infliction.
But it doesn't have to be self-infliction on your hand.
No. If that's a rule, we have not...
Because every time, because he's always been like, bite, like, you know, Erin's always been bite, and then she went to bite, and then she, instead, with the ring, cut her hand.
If that is information, we haven't gotten it, because all we know is self-inflicted injury.
No, but it's so specific that Erin knew to do this, you know?
Well, he didn't know how he knew, remember?
Knew to do it.
Yeah, he just knew to do it.
Magical memories.
So I'm, like... Usually when it comes to, like, technology being upgraded within the world, there's a reason for it, right? You try at something, you fail at that thing, and then you try to make something to be able to achieve that thing, right? So, is she that much of, like, a person who plans ahead that she was like, oh, in case I ever get caught, I'm gonna do that? Or has there been, like, a moment that she's been through that she hasn't had that? Or, like, has been caught and, like, wishes she could do that?
We saw her put the ring on after she agreed to help Armin. So it's almost like she suspected something suspicious, or suspected that maybe she'd have to turn into the Titan at some point. It's like she thought to herself, well, if I can get Erin out of here, I could turn into my Titan form and go, you know, take him. Or maybe she thought the conversation about good people, bad people was suspicious. Or maybe Armin was acting unusual to her.
It could be any of those things. It could be that Annie, like you said, I don't know. Like, it could be her, like, oh yeah. It could be like her, turning that off.
Get too excited, your watch starts speaking to you.
Yeah, it could be her trying to, like, make sure they can get out because she wants to protect Erin, or it could be her being like, this is the perfect chance for me to get Erin. It could be like...
Yeah, like, she could not necessarily help Armin's mission of getting Erin out there, but her own... the female Titan's mission of getting Erin.
Yeah.
And she might see this as an opportunity to go along with it because, they might try to dissect him, and then how's she going to get him out once he's in there, you know?
Yeah.
How is she going to break him out of the freaking, like, capital?
So obviously Annie has training per beginning of the episode.
Mm-hmm. Which we kind of knew during training.
From her dad in the woods.
Like, when she beat and flipped Erin, like, we knew that she had been trained previously.
Yeah. Why, other than... I feel like she always is... I thought for a hot second when she put the ring on that was what gave her the power to be a Titan. And...
But it's a freaking last ditch.
That's so smart. But, man.
Someone must have been thinking, like, 5 steps ahead to give her a ring like that.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like you'd think you had someone that you know or the person who thought of the idea for the ring had to have been in a situation where they weren't able to use it before.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, someone must have tried to bite themselves, and then other people were like, no, that's how he does it, and, like, made it so he couldn't bite himself.
So, I might have misunderstood...
Marco's gear. Just can't.
I might have misunderstood something here, but when Aaron said to Annie, it's right here, I think, saying that she's like potentially scared. Gosh, I'm sure that a brave suicidal bastard like you. So that I was like, okay, this is it. A girl who can spin a man around in midair isn't weak.
I think she just meant I think he was probably, he's not trying to talk to her like she's the female Titan.
You're right. I thought
he's hoping that she goes underground with them.
Yeah. Okay. So like I understood that was the intention there, but like so is he referencing from when they fought in training?
That's what I took.
That makes a lot more sense. When I saw a girl who can spin a man around in midair, I was thinking of the scene where the female Titan's spinning the man.
Oh, okay.
But obviously he
Aaron
wouldn't have
wasn't there.
Yeah, he wouldn't have known that happened. But that was just so fresh in my mind that I thought that was what he meant.
How could it not be? And from the freaking look on her face, where she turns to this total different person, it makes those scenes where she was swinging men like fish on a line that much more understandable.
Yeah.
But also more questionable about why she didn't kill everyone, like Armin, when she picked Armin up and gently picked his hood, you know?
Okay. So Marlo reminded Annie of Aaron, right? With that whole, like, I have a good heart, per se.
And I want to make things better for everyone.
But then you have to think, okay, if you do what Marlo just did, he saw wrongdoing and immediately tried to stop it, that could affect his end goal, right? If your end goal is to get to the top to try to change the world, it's going to be very hard to get to the top in a corrupted world if you are playing by your own rules and not playing the game that the world is.
If you're playing by perfect world morals,
because
then you're not going to get ahead.
Yeah, in this world.
And I feel like Aaron's been having to learn that obviously he's in this dilemma now because last episode he was like, I shouldn't have trusted them. I shouldn't have believed in them. I should have, like, you know. And he's already in this dilemma himself of, do I act in those heated moments where I want to act for what is right? Or do I listen to what is the hierarchy? Hierarchy.
I am very conflicted. Like about halfway through the episode, I wrote down, does Annie think the scouts are corrupt? Like, if she's the female Titan, does she think the scouts are corrupt? Does she have information that we don't? And I'm, like, we have been shown a couple times that Annie is willing to do something good, right? Like, she is willing to, like, she stepped in for Marlo. And since she stepped in for Marlo, I'm like, okay, does she know something Aaron doesn't? Does she know something that she hasn't explained yet that is a reason that she is doing what she's doing? Does she know that the scouts are corrupt? Does she know everyone's corrupt? Because does she have a plan? Does she have a motivation? Or is she just saying, talk is big, if you try to do it, it's not going to work?
I don't know if it's a situation where she thinks everything's corrupt, and I think it might be more a whole system is corrupt. The whole society is corrupt because of those corrupt individuals. Why not just decimate and then build from the ground up? That's what I'm leaning towards at the moment. That it doesn't matter who dies right now, because the whole system is fucked. The whole system is corrupt. The monarchy is corrupt. The military police is corrupt. There is corruption within the merchants. The walls are divided. They're like, oh, we don't want the poor people to come in here. The weak are constantly being sat on, tax dollars, killed by titans. by the corrupt people or fucking them over.
But it's not like she's killing everybody. Like,
no, I know. I'm just saying, like, her outlook might not be, like, sectioned off corruptness. It might be more like the whole map. You know? Everything's a blanket.
But I don't know if she has a plan to make the world what she wants it, or if she doesn't think there's a way to do it and she is waiting for the right answer. Why the fuck is she trying to get Aaron?
She might think he's the answer.
Does she think that if Aaron and her teamed up, then they could demolish the world and rebuild it? Because Aaron wouldn't fucking want that, and she knows that.
My question...
She knows that.
Well, maybe it's not... Maybe it's more a threatening thing. Maybe it's more a put the corrupt people in their place by our conjoined power, you know? Show, like, have, like, her and Aaron in Titan form, and no one can freaking kill them. Then the corrupt people, the monarchy, are gonna start listening because they're scared, coward little dogs. I don't know.
I feel like she knows Aaron wouldn't do that, because I know Aaron wouldn't do that. Wouldn't be okay with that. Unless he was told information that we don't know. Right. Like, I want to know the reason why Annie was trying to get Aaron and keep him alive. Mm-hmm. Was she rescuing him for somebody else? Was she just doing a mission? Was she for somebody else? Because I don't think that's it. It seems like she has like her own moral compass.
Yeah, is this her own plan?
So was she trying to, if that's the case, is it like, I thought like, oh, is she trying to tell Aaron something and let him know on something to like a bigger subplot and that everybody's corrupt thing? But if that's the case, I feel like she could have told him that before, like one-on-one privately before he even left for the scouts. Like, right. It seems like a kidnapping thing or like a saving thing and like...
And why kill Sonny and Bean?
Why kill Sonny and Bean?
We thought it was just people that didn't want us to learn more about Titans. But so why would a person that can turn into a Titan not want Hanji...
Weakness.
To figure out their weakness. So Annie thought that Hanji had the chance with Sonny and Bean to possibly figure out the Titan's weakness.
That's what I'm thinking. If they figure out the Titan's weakness, then she would... If there's a weakness, then she would be screwed.
Jean's gonna be pissed that she took Marco's gear.
Bro, I'm pissed that she took Marco's gear. That's fucked up. She's like, I just found it somewhere. Like, bruh. And it's so interesting that Armin has, like, known that since that moment that we saw on screen.
I wondered. Because it was so clear to me by how this female Titan looks, and the eyes and the nose specifically, that it was so clear to me that I was like, there's no way Armin, the freaking smart boy of this entire show, wouldn't have any possible even guess that it could be her. And it seems like he was suspicious of her from even before this even happened. Because he knew that was Marco's gear.
Yeah.
That makes me want to rewatch the scene where he talks to her but when they're getting their gear checked.
Don't we get a clip of it here?
Yeah, we get like a clip, but we don't hear them talking. We don't hear their conversation in the flashback.
Yeah, but...
It makes me want to go back to if he, like, talked to her any differently.
Like, right here, he is staring at
totally
the ODM
looking
gear.
At it, and we didn't notice it as anything.
I'm going back to the episode.
What episode was it?
I think we could find it.
It's probably titled, like, Sonny and Bean R.I.P. or something.
Oh, no, but the gear would be checked in episode 16. The gear was checked
and then... Okay.
Because that's when they died.
Oh, yeah, and this is the one where Erwin gives his speech. Same episode.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm definitely not watching any more intros for the show. That's what made me... I would have guessed it was Annie anyways, but that's what made me 100% sure.
Okay. They're talking. I don't think Armin's looked at her gear yet.
We're gonna edit this down, because I think we're just gonna watch this scene like full on to see if there's any moments. But
what?
That's him looking at it.
Is it?
Yes.
It's only that I want to survive. It's on top. He notices something odd when she brings up that she's joining the military police to survive.
I'm taking a picture of this and then comparing it to the episode because it
looks identical.
It's definitely identical. It has to be. And if that's the case, I obviously have not been paying enough attention to the show. Like, you know what I mean?
We could not have guessed that was Marco's gear.
It's the same thing! It's the same thing!
No, but we learned...
Oh, no, it's not.
It's not?
It's not.
It's drawn slightly differently?
Yeah.
His eyes look a little bit different.
I think in this episode, his eyes are a little more towards the ODM gear.
Okay, so maybe they decided to show a little bit more there. To insinuate that we wouldn't have known anything was weird about her gear.
I know, but it's...
And we didn't know it was Marco's until he brought up how it had all these dings in it. But we don't
so
see these dings
interesting.
In it. So that makes you wonder how many other freaking things have happened that we don't know are things yet.
It's so weird. So do you think his reaction there I thought was weird, right? Not
he
really.
Opens his mouth a little bit.
Yeah.
A little he just noticed that something's suspicious.
Well, isn't there a reason you want to join the military police? Not really. So it could be his reaction to it, right? But I definitely think it could be conveyed that was his reaction to the ODM gear.
It seemed that I don't think that would be his reaction to her saying military police. That's just me though. I don't know.
That's super interesting.
Super interesting. Smile is the name of the episode we just watched, and we saw a change in character with Annie where she smiles and starts laughing.
I really like the titles of this show.
Yeah, because they're not spoilery, but after you watched it, you're like, oh, that's fucking why.
Well, I think in literature and writing, when you're trying to think of a title, you typically try to come up with the title after the project has been written.
Like a poem.
Yeah, so you can pick a perfect word or phrase that will mean a lot or stand out to you for a certain reason afterwards. And I really enjoy that and appreciate that in this show. Oh my god. I cannot believe her ring. I thought that it was going to give her the power. This is crazy.
And she presses this lever and it comes out. Insane. Okay, that's my question for you. That's the next good question. How did we get here? How did we get here? We were told at the end of last episode that Aaron was about to be handed over. And then at the beginning of this episode, we're hearing that they are being led into the Capitol and that the military police is supposed to watch over them. So
it had to be Armin. It had to be Armin being before we get there, I know Aaron might die if this fails, but trust that, and this is my evidence of why I thought it,
So, are we ever going to see a flashback of Armin going to Erwin or Levi? And
I think we have to, right?
Yeah. Who'd he talk to?
Yeah.
Who did he convince and how? Did, they all collectively say together, hey, that kind of reminded me of Annie. And then, does Armin tell any of them? No wonder Jean was so nervous. He wasn't nervous because he was pretending to be Aaron. He was nervous because they were testing Annie.
I think a little bit of both.
I know, but Annie's his friend.
Yeah. Do you think they were Armin was yeah, this is it. I'm pretty sure that she's the female Titan. She's the one who killed Sonny and Bean. This is why I feel. And they're I don't know. And he's and here's a picture of Annie. And they're oh, the nose. Yep, got it.
Got it.
Yeah.
Can we talk about how those frickin' village people that were obviously undercover Survey Corps just leapt from the roofs? It was kind of funny. It was a circus act. So acrobatic. So fast. It was insane. Look at that guy.
Yeah.
He's frickin' flipping off the roof.
Sick. I would love to know, which I don't know if we're ever gonna get. I'd love to know the reason why Annie has, because we literally just watched her cry at her failed mission last episode. So it's Mikasa's so cool. When she was like, screw this, like, and just pulled her like blade out and like ripped her cloak off.
It's interesting the difference. Armin and Eren were basically pleading with her, and Mikasa was like, yeah, there's no room to make me forgive you. Yeah, that's not happening.
Yo, okay, two things. If they had her down there, if they like got her down into the underground city, would that limit her Titan growth if she tried to turn there? Mm-hmm. Or would the Titan like form break through the underground?
Well, like, she can harden.
True.
I don't know how hard can she get.
Also, we're fucked, dude. Like, regardless, okay? Best case scenario here. Best case. We have Eren turn to a Titan. Like, I'm talking like in terms of damage and casualties. We have Eren turn into a Titan. Eren hurt Levi, and the rest of military police and scout try to take down the female Titan in the middle of the city. In the middle. This is going to be horrific.
Okay, you have to think.
What if she calls all the Titans in now?
They have to have thought about this placement though before they did this. They would not, like, especially
they didn't know about the ring.
Okay, I'm just saying she could have turned at any point.
Yeah.
In knowing that she got caught to try to get away. Mm-hmm. They could have known that they would have failed to stop her from biting herself. I feel like they must have thought about, because she even says, why is no one around?
Yeah.
They cleared this area already. Mm-hmm. Before that, like, Erwin had to have known and put this into place, and the military police let it happen, because none of her people are around either. They did it without telling the military police, and the military police think that Eren is in that car and that they're guarding it.
Yeah, I think so.
They're not even involved with this. This is literally just the scouts.
Understand how a weak girl like me feels. Like,
when she's a different personality, her eyes get wider.
Dude, there has to be a reason. Like, she has the mentality of, you can have the right, you can have any type of thinking you want, but what is one person going to do to change this huge world, right?
Yeah.
There has to be a reason she feels that way.
What was the line? I don't think there's a good person for everyone.
Yeah. Oh my God, dude.
I think that's the perfect sum up of this episode. Is that you're right, and what you think is good for, like, think a Death Note or something. What you think is right for the world might not be someone else's definition of what's right for the world and what is good and happy. And your definition of a criminal is not someone else's definition, or to the degree of severity.
If you go to Home Depot and take out all of the color swatches that are black and all of them that are white, and just see how big that gradient is between black and white.
There's so many different shades. It's like they look so freaking similar.
And then just take out the actual white and black. That's morality. That's how the show's describing it. There's right or wrong in specific instances for specific people. There are good people determined by another person's sense of right and wrong and good.
Yeah, and you never know what is right and wrong for yourself, of like what you won't regret until afterwards, until you regret.
There's not a right answer for that every person in the world's going to agree with.
Yeah, like if Eren had turned into a Titan and not trusted everyone, would they have agreed with his decision at the end?
This is so good.
That's my favorite line of this whole thing. I don't think there's a good person for everyone. I think that like Armin coming out with these freaking literary masterpieces of lines.
I am trying to decide if I would rather the entirety of Attack on Titan as a show and piece of media that I can go forward watching, or say fuck it all and just give me like a tool time with Marco and Armin. Like, just give me like a mechanic show of them just tinkering with toys and talking. That's all I need.
That picture alone makes you think about the closeness and time they all had.
Why didn't I get to see that?
We didn't even get to see.
I want to see that. Look at how happy they are. Why do we only see the times that everything goes to shit? I want to see my favorite characters just having a good time and a good laugh. Putting toy cars together. Like,
Marco was
playing with Legos.
I have one last question before we end. It's a guess question. You have to guess on it. Annie's personality change. Is it she was faking the whole time before, or this is her faking? And or she has two different personalities?
I think it's one personality. I think it's consistent. I don't think keeping a secret and lying to the extent that she did is necessarily even a change in her personality. Because her morality and sense of what she thinks is good, I don't think has changed at all, right? I think that because
demeanor has changed. I guess not personality, how she shows herself.
I guess I feel like that because even right now, that she just turned, like, even after killing fucking Petra, I think that she thinks she's right, and she has I don't think she's doing it just to do it.
Well, that's why I asked you earlier if it was like the corruptness. I didn't think it was like specifics. I thought it was more blanket. Like it didn't matter who died.
Yeah.
In order, because we need to start from the ground up, or we need who. It doesn't matter who dies or what the casualties are. We need to get to a place where the weak. What was her line? She said something about the weak in this episode. I thought it was after she saved Marlo. I think it was in her conversation with him.
Oh, there was such a good line by Annie here, actually, that I'm glad that we're going back to revisit, because she said something like, so do it, I'll help you. Aren't you gonna punish the corrupt?
So that's her thing, is in her way she's trying to punish the corrupt.
But the fact that her trying to get Aaron is the reason that I can't say it's just a blanket, oh yeah, that's her mission. There's something else. There's another reason for her. I think there's a plan. I think that she has a reason for doing that.
She says it soon.
I'm one of the pieces of trash you were talking about. The one just goes with the flow, right? I don't know.
But isn't that one? Is it here? The quote? I just want. Okay, yes, it is. The weak who do get swept along with the flow to be considered human too. So all of the people who aren't willing to charge ahead in the way against corruptness, or the people living their daily lives.
Yeah,
so
I think so.
People not like Aaron. She wants them to be considered humans too.
I mean, there are people in this world. Remember when we saw the flyers being passed around to different sections of people, and then it seemed like the poorest section was reacting like they had hope kind of thing, somewhat. Those people don't have the power, even if they wanted to change anything. And just because they are living in this corrupt society does not mean that they are encouraging it by living in it, because they can't do anything to change it. And I think that Annie doesn't want those people to get swept up in that statement.
I think weakness is brought up a lot by her in this episode, and it makes me wonder, does she actually think that she is weak?
Yeah. Oh my god, I think so. I think her line when she was talking to Aaron, a weak girl.
It was more than just putting on a face to pretend to be weak. It was interesting. There was more dynamic there.
Ben crazy guess that's very broad and not really a guess is, I think something happened to her with someone close to her that she tried to do right and realized that no matter what, she didn't have the power, and one person can't make a difference. That's what her, I think, mindset is. And so that she is considering herself weak, because at the end of the day, she cannot change it.
And is that why she was crying?
Maybe. Oh, dude,
also, we learned that she has a father figure or something that trained her really, really hard. what if she could never live up to those expectations? And so it's been ingrained in her from a young age that she was never going to be strong enough.
Okay, we have to make a guess.
This could be childhood trauma right here.
We have to make a guess on if when the training was happening at the beginning of the episode, was Annie already a Titan? Was she being trained with the intention of fighting as a Titan? She's training hand to hand. Who the fuck is fighting hand to hand in this world?
So why I'm suspicious, and you're right to bring up, is she training because of the Titan mission, is because we don't see the face of the person talking to her.
You think it was Aaron's dad?
No, because doesn't he have like a beard and stuff?
We didn't see the face, did we?
We see his mouth. I think you'd see facial hair. I don't know. I think that it's interesting that we didn't see a face because, like, I don't know. That could key us in to, was this, like, did she just, how else would she have happened upon this mission unless it was connected to her family?
Looking good, Annie. Just a mouth. That's my girl. That's my girl. That no way it's Aaron's
had
dad.
to be like obviously Aaron got injected because his dad was the one that had the freaking injection, but like Annie had to somehow have some familial or close connection with whoever turned her into a Titan. So your like point to is she a Titan here and able to change here is a very good point. Also, why is she so scared of the underground tunnels? Was she locked up or something? At some point.
Oh, okay. So my like takeaway was because something happens to you when you try to turn into a Titan down there, like you're restricted or something. But and she was scared of that. But it could be a fear of something that happened to her like earlier in childhood.
I mean, she could have learned the hard way that turning into a Titan in a small space was a bad thing.
Yeah. God damn. This is such a good episode.
I have nothing else to unpack or theorize.
Yeah, okay.
I'm good.
All right, we're good?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I cannot wait to see you next time.
You never know what is right and wrong for yourself of like what you won't regret until afterwards, until you regret.
There's not a right answer for that every person in the world's going to agree with.
You never know what is right and wrong for yourself of like what you won't regret until afterwards, until you regret.
There's not a right answer for that every person in the world's going to agree with.